yo. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Another great day for news. I was going to say something else. But hey, let's get it started here. Habari Live. I am Damon Ellis, and I'm here with...
Aisha, Rowan.
And we're going to get it started today. We got a lot of news, as always, a lot of information, like always, to get out to you. And we want to make sure that we update you with what's going on. Trying to get logged into it right quick. We have a special guest today, and we should have a couple good guests today, hopefully. First guest we want to have, let me get logged in, man. This thing times out too fast. First, we have a hardworking business owner with the sweet touch for the treats. We have a talented Miss Shannon Green from Clara's Sweets and Treats. Let's bring Sarah in here. Shannon in, my bad.
MsClarasSweetsandTreats.
All right, Joe. So let's ask you how it's been going. It's been about a year since we talked last time.
It has been.
Yeah. And I see you've been doing a lot of big things, making some moves, getting yourself into different places and locations where people can get their hands on your beautiful, delicious treats out there.
Yes. So yeah, it's been a blessing. It's been about a year since we all sat down and talked.
Mm-hmm.
And man, when I say just being blessed, this business has been so good to me. My goodness, I can't even just imagine. Like, I started off with just, like I said, cookies and just kind of doing my thing with that. And now I was blessed to go and get some training and expand to where I'm doing custom decorated cakes and things of that nature. So it's nuts. I even brought you guys one of my grandma's famous recipes of a pound cake.
We already
vanilla butter pound cake. So yeah, it's been awesome.
We already happy with that.
This icing is just dripped off this cake.
Yeah. So yeah, it's been really good. Honestly, like I said, we've been doing the custom decorating for cakes here in the Arizona area. I've been shipping cookies nationwide.
Wow.
So since I talked to you guys, the buzz just got out kind of about me, and I started shipping cookies nationwide. I think the farthest that we've gone is DC.
Wow.
So I'm as they say, I'm bi-coastal now. So yeah, but we've been DC. I've been down south shipping cookies. Back home in the East St. Louis area.
Wow.
West Coast, of course, we're on the West Coast, but yeah, it's been crazy just shipping the cookies, decorating, doing the cake decorations. I've been invited to feature my cookies at MsClarasSweetsandTreats Cigars. They have a convenient mart on the north side of Phoenix, so I was featured there.
Wow.
Coming up soon in a couple of weeks, or basically almost in a week, Heirloom Event Spaces has basically invited me to become a kind of like a how do I want to say, a guest baker.
Wow.
And I'm going to be doing a snow globe cookie decorating class.
Wow.
So it's been just
exciting, man.
Just awesome,
Man, that is terrific.
I think I'm gonna have to come take some classes and learn something how to bake, because I mean, take my skills to the next level.
I am open to help anybody that wants to learn. It's like I say, or if you just don't want to learn and you just want me to do it all, I could do that too. So it doesn't matter.
That's where I'm at. I want you to do it all, because I can't cook. Burn everything.
Oh no!
And you know what? We want to take full credit for your terrific year. You know what I'm saying? Because we had you on the Daniel and Tito podcast.
Yes, you did.
I believe we were one of the first to have you.
You were.
So we want to take full credit for your success.
Like, you know what? We saw the talent. We saw the goodies. We saw all the baking love before anybody else. Yeah.
Man, we saw it. I give it to Daniel, because he was he had his eye on what was going on.
He did.
And that's why we still dedicate everything we do to him, because he was such a genuine guy, and he loved what you were doing. And just for him, you know what I mean? We had to have you back and make sure people know exactly what you're doing. Tell people how to get your cookies, how to order them. What's the best place to contact you?
So I'm doing things where like you can definitely reach out to me on Facebook. You can reach out to me on Instagram. The website will be up in the next coming weeks. I'm working with a web designer because I want to have it perfect because you know how the internet goes, things
Right,
glitch
right.
out and things like
Hmm.
that. So I'm trying to make sure I have a really good functioning website before
Okay.
I launch it. But honestly, those are the best ways to get in touch with me on Facebook and Instagram. I respond very quickly. And I'm very open to design. So
Okay.
like if you see something, one thing that God has blessed me with is the talent to where I can look at something and kind of recreate it for the
Yeah.
most part. So if you see an image on Instagram or online somewhere and you're like, "Hey, can you recreate that?" For the most part, I've been pretty good. I've been 10 for 10. So
Wow.
yeah.
Wow.
So yeah.
And I see you've been working with a lot of the musicians around the area, the rappers and everything, helping them out with different cakes and pies and
Yeah,
stuff like
there's
that.
a artist, local artist named T. Call. I did his
Hmm.
birthday cake for him, and he was like, Shannon, I want this like crazy, like uh, just whatever you can do, just be creative with it. So we took his initial and just basically went crazy with it. He's into like wrestling and robots and just everything. So we just went nuts with it.
Right.
So that was a fun cake to do.
Definitely.
I actually did also another cake for a young lady. They were having a gender reveal. You know how
Hmm.
these moms, they love to do the
Yeah.
gender
I
reveals.
think I
And
saw that cake.
yeah,
That one was.
yeah. So I did a gender reveal cake where the theme was like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Okay.
So it's like the Fresh Prince or Princess. So I made one cake that was like kind of like Will Smith's shirt on the intro, the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and then
Wow.
I did a girl version of it. And so it had hip hop characters, and they were breakdancing, and
Wow.
one had the b-boy cap with the gold the gold
Yeah.
chain and things on it. So I actually posted everything online, and
Hmm.
when I posted it on TikTok, the musical artist, because I paired, most times we always pair music with our videos and things like that. And I paired Supersonic
Hmm.
to the cake, and JJ Fad loved the cake.
Wow.
So that was like, oh my God, I was
Right.
freaking out. Like that was a moment. Like they
Definitely.
commented, they were like, so cute, so innovative. Like that's so
That
cool.
is
So,
dope.
so that was just,
Yeah, man.
that was mind blowing.
Supersonic.
Yeah, yeah. I was like, oh my gosh, when I saw that, you scroll through your likes, you're like, oh, okay, that's cool. Okay. Oh gosh, oh gosh. So yeah, so when I saw that, that was pretty dope,
Man, that is
Yeah.
dope. That's
So
exciting. I'm
yeah,
excited for you. I'm happy
I
everything's
am.
going. What do you plan on doing for the future? What's your plans for the next couple years?
So the master plan. So the master plan for me right now, honestly, I am looking to get the cookies,
Hmm.
I call them Arizona's favorite chocolate chip cookies.
Okay.
Um, I'm looking to get the cookies into stores. So
Wow.
I'm really working hard to try to link with like-minded people and network and things like that
Hmm.
to where I can get the cookies to where you can get it as what they call take and bake. So
Okay.
like your Pillsbury, your
Right.
Duncan
Right.
Hines, things of that nature,
Yeah.
where you can go into the grocery store and actually take the cookies off the shelf and take them
Hmm.
home and bake them yourself. So
Right. Right.
again,
And Target has been a very
Definitely. I was
big
just about to suggest
contributor
Target.
to African American community getting into stores.
yeah,
They've been working with a lot of
They
different people.
have
Yeah.
So I would
several
suggest maybe you work
Black-owned
with them.
founders. There's hair products, cookies.
Yeah.
There's all
Hmm.
type lotions,
Yeah.
clothes, all type things
I
at
know it's
Target.
that's another question I was going to ask you. Going into the business aspect of cooking and baking, has it been kind of overwhelming? Some of the things that you have to learn, the things you have to
Oh, yeah.
know, and some of the things you have to get, and the dotting the T's, crossing the, making sure that everything is in the right place.
Yeah.
Has it been coming overwhelming over the last year as things have stepped up a little bit?
Honestly, it has, and I'm not gonna lie. I'd be a lie if I said, "Oh no, I've got it. It's
Hmm.
easy." No, there's a lot of information that you have
Yeah.
to know
Yeah.
to number one to be able to protect yourself and
Hmm.
protect your brand, and
Yeah.
of course, if you know anything about being in the industry of
Hmm.
any industry, music, art, entertainment, whatever, you have to protect your brand.
That's real.
So, being out there and being able to find the proper rules and regulations for your state, federal rules. getting, like I say, linked up to where you have everything just connected on the professional level, it
Right.
is difficult because, I tell people like I'm a type of person where like I'm more hands on, so like
Hmm.
having to do the research and just like I say, finding people to network and connect with, it's been a little difficult,
Right.
but
Right.
I've met a lot of cool people in the baking industry here in
Hmm.
Phoenix. Shout out to like um a lot of my bakers here. They've been like phenomenal. There's some young ladies. There's Tiffany Harris. Um, there's Nicole Sweetbee Bakery. There's also
Yeah, she's pretty good too.
Cool Calm Cakes. It's like there's so many different bakers in the
Hmm.
area that have like that are just awesome. A
Right.
lot of times in the industries you have people that are like, they get catty
Right.
and stuff.
Right.
And I've just met some really cool people that have just been awesome.
Hmm.
There's also a young lady, and her name is Tiffany, Trinity Hester. She's has a salad company and it's called
Okay.
Loaded Salad Company, and she's like been awesome as a cool mentor, and just she's very good in the industry, and just like I say, it's just all about meeting people
Yeah.
that you can
Yeah.
network with. So
Definitely.
I've just really been just putting my ear to the street and just
Hmm.
kind of like, hey, can you help me out, or hey, do you know about this? Yeah, it's been a awesome ride. I actually was featured on what is it? I want to say it's Fox 10 out here, or Fox.
Wow.
Yeah, I was featured at shortly after I was on with you guys. I was featured at the morning show talking about the chocolate chip cookie.
Hmm.
I actually met one of the top food critics here in Arizona. She
Wow.
got hold of my cookie through a mutual friend.
Right.
He was presenting the cookies along with his spot on what do they call it, like the scanning, like how you can like kind of do like the scanning and things like that for your
Hmm.
businesses. And
Okay.
his name is Carlos, and he featured my cookie with that. And her
Wow.
name is Christina, and I don't want to butcher her last name, but she's like a top food critic, and
Wow.
she got hold of my cookie. So it has been like this year.
Yeah.
Oh my God, 2021,
Yeah.
2020. It's just been like awesome.
Right. And we love to see it. We've been
Definitely.
loving seeing it. And I love that everyone, it's like, like I said, we give full success. All your success goes to us.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
know?
like, God rest Danielle.
We had you on the show and it just went on from there. But your hard work and dedication to your brand and to your product is really what's getting you here. And your treats are delicious. We love everything you do, and your bubbly, entertaining personality, and
I
that
try.
definitely helps. And I hope nothing but the great for you in the future. And one last question I want to ask
For
you:
sure.
are you thinking of ever getting a brick and mortar? Are you ever thinking that? Or are you just gonna? Because I
Why
think
you have to take
people.
my question?
I'm just saying, because we would love to go visit your location. I know that's step in the future. You know what I mean? But
Honestly, brick and mortar is definitely on my to-do list of
Mhm.
things. Brick and mortars can sometimes be challenging.
Yes, definitely.
Especially in the times that we're living in,
Mhm.
unfortunately, with
Mhm.
this COVID situation and all the other different things
Yeah.
that we're dealing with. Our brick and mortars sometimes get shut down quickly.
Quickly.
What I know personally for myself, I would like to just kind of see where we go with
Mhm.
all the things that we're dealing with COVID and things of that nature before I do a brick and mortar.
Mhm.
But it's in the works.
Okay.
And I, of course, with me, if you know anything about me, those that know me, I don't like to have do things. I like
Right.
things to be
That's real.
on point and about business.
Mhm.
So I definitely will do a brick and mortar when the time is right.
Okay.
Like I said, I still have that vision that when I share with you and Danielle and everybody, that I want to get it to the point where I can empower the community. I can teach, like I say, baking and decorating. Like my blessing, and I still have that in my prayer request, is that I want to take and build a factory back in our hometown
Mhm.
to where I can, provide jobs and things of that nature.
Definitely.
So it's all, I'm all speaking it, as they say, manifesting it and speaking
That's
it
how
into
you do it.
existence. And from brick and mortar to stores to
Mhm.
Target to, you know, I want to be nationwide and worldwide.
Yep,
So,
yep.
and I always manifest that and put those things out there. So,
Definitely. And you deserve it.
Now, have you
thank you
ever thought
guys.
of doing a food truck where you just bake and then just have everything already set up on the truck and just
Sweets.
Well,
Yep.
That would be nice.
you know, I'm not gonna say too much, but that's a move that is actually in the works. I've been talking to a few people and doing some research and some things, so I'm not gonna let the cat out the bag on anything like that yet. But it's in the works.
Exciting.
Let's just
stuff.
say that it's in the works.
Exciting. Yeah.
It's brick and mortar without it being brick and mortar. So
Right.
it's in the works. We're doing.
We're gonna have you on a food truck parked outside Habari Entertainment.
We're gonna do some test markets and figure some things out. But it's in the works. Things are in the works.
Nothing but success for you. I see it. I see it. That's the way I think it's gonna go. We're going to take a few moments break, and we're going to come back with Ashton Charles and talk to him for a few moments and come back here and be back.
Awesome.
Right at the beginning. I'm really welcome back. Today, we want to let you guys know we are blessed to have a magnificent, uber talented musician with an eclectic, soulful style and presentation. He plays the sax like Kenny G, and he's also a writer and overall a great person. From the band Color 8, my man Ashton Charles.
What's up?
What's up, my guy?
How you doing? It's been a minute, man.
Man, it's been a little while, man. We wanted to get our stuff back together, before we can be able to bring people like you in, because you're always doing something exciting and terrific, and your music, man. I was watching the video on your page the other day, man, and man, dude, it's so dope, man. Was that an idea that you guys came up with, or just?
Oh, this is me.
That's just you.
The whole because you're talking about the one for the sunflower.
Yeah.
That's absolutely that was me 100%.
Wow.
Like all the videos that I've been doing, I mean, granted, my I hired a cinematographer to shoot it and edit it and everything, but I added a lot of the extra edits myself. Like my little thing where I'm sitting in front of on the chair just playing some things and stuff. That's all me. That's 100% me.
Man, dude, you're such a beautiful man, sax player, man. It's so
Thank you.
so amazing, man.
Thank you.
I envy you because I wish I can play something, man. I can't, you know what I mean? Being a rapper, I don't think these guys are that talented to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think rap is easy, bro. I think being able to play an instrument is the ultimate mark of a real musician. That's why I say you're a musician. I don't call rappers musicians. They just rappers. They're not musicians, man. I love my guys.
I know you.
But
I know you
do.
But I also I can respectfully disagree because honestly, I mean, I'm a rapper too.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You're a great writer.
I appreciate that for real. Yeah. And I know that there's I guess it's just a connotation that comes when you hear the word rapper because everybody throws that on anything as soon as they put any vocals on any beat. But there is it's just a random plug, but shout out to my boy Eddie Wells. He is probably the best rapper that I've ever met personally. There's like a certain art form when you can include different parts of speech and you can bend the phonetic sounds of words and also use deeper double, triple, quadruple entendres and stuff like that stuff like that is so powerful. And also
I agree.
And I also enjoy some mumble rap stuff too because they are literally using their voices just to make sounds. That's literally all they're doing. But it's still melodic sometimes. Actually, oftentimes it is. And they're just making sounds that feel good. So
it's definitely a talent to be able to touch the masses.
Yeah,
I believe
absolutely.
it's a talent, and I believe it's a talent to do the double entendres and to rhyme. Sometimes can be very easy because there's levels. There's levels to rhyming.
There are.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We all know that we can rhyme one time, or you can rhyme 3, 4, 5 times in a line. You know what I mean? And still get your point across. I just think that in the music industry, we've lost the power of words. I don't think that words mean as much to people as it used to.
Just because it's oversaturated, that's all.
Yeah. Right. And I don't think that people really care about what they say, the way that's constructed as much as others used to.
Words are powerful.
Maybe, I know we're old. I'm old. You know what I mean? So I want to talk about the Tupacs and the Biggies and the Nas's in the 90s and the way they played on the words and the way their songs, like how they made a song about a gun but never mentioned the gun the whole song.
Yeah, that stuff is powerful.
I think those type things. Brenda's Got a Baby, the songs about his mother, and I'm missing those type songs in hip hop, and I think that those things are missing. And
you know what it is? Those things are here. But it is so easy to put music out that everybody does, and the ones that you want to hear, you probably don't even know that they exist.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that happens to all of us. Like, because I can literally go home and just record something on my computer and put it on Spotify like right now, like if I wanted to. You know what I mean? But every era of artistry is gonna have BS too.
Right.
But the stuff that transcends those eras are the Biggies and the Tupacs, and even in a newer generation, like as far as like just musical impact, like of Michael Jackson.
Right.
Go back another couple hundred years, you had the Beethovens and the Bachs, and
all
of those things. Like people will transcend. Like for example, I honestly, and people might fight me on this, it's fine. But for like the modern era of music, people like how Michael Jackson was, how like people like Beyonce is, and I'm not just talking about like talent, but just impact on the world. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's the ones that really impact people will stick through, and they will. Our next generations will be like, oh man, ain't no Beyonce's out here. Like, all we got is a whole bunch of the, whatever.
Right.
So it's gonna happen. It's always gonna be like that. But
I agree, but I still think that we had respect for our parents' music. It wasn't that we played it. You know, I did. You know, I played my parents' music because I really liked the Isley Brothers, and I really dug it. You know what I mean? So it was, to me, when I was, you know, young in the '90s. That's what this was. I was playing in my car. You know what I mean? So, you know, the ladies liked it. You know what I mean? So that's what I was about.
Yeah.
So, but I don't think that the respect for the last generation of music is there. I don't think that they even think they're bad. You know what I mean? So it's like it's like a weird thing with hip hop, man, where it's just like, I don't know, where do we go? And I'm still was thinking about it the other day too. I was discussing this with you, but like, which way does music go now? I mean, we've been doing hip hop for like 30 years. Rock music kind of, it went through its phases every decade.
Yeah, it did.
And I'm not seeing really phases with hip hops. The words are pretty much the same. What they're talking about, the discussion is pretty much the same. Guns, women, violence, drugs. We're not
what the media shows.
That.
I got you.
Right. What I'm going to say is that the top artists.
Yeah.
Not the ones that are better people like you who don't get as much shine as they should deserve. And that's another thing I would love to talk about, because like last night with the verses, or the other day with the verses, this is the type of hip hop that gets top peak standing with us.
Which I didn't see that one. I actually haven't been keeping up with verses lately.
It's 666 Mafia and Bone, and they end up getting into a fight. And
well,
you know what I mean? And
I got something for you right now. The difference between now and then, even if the let's say more so what people like kind of colloquially define as like real rap or whatever, even if that was prevalent right now and that was it, the difference is when hip hop first started, it was a lot of people doing it based on survival.
Right.
Because we were in a space where we were still like, you know, we were talking about real shit that we didn't like, you know, we literally had to, we had different types of struggles. We still have a lot of them now, but now we have an opportunity because we've created this entire genre that has taken over the entire world.
Definitely has.
And excuse me, in creating that, we now are at a space where our children don't have to do this just by talking about a certain thing now, which is literally why we did this, so that way our children will have the freedom.
Right.
However, a lot of people who were raised in the era where it was like, you know, it had to be that real stuff, you know what I mean? A lot of those people from that generation don't necessarily exactly like what the kids are doing themselves. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not talking about like when the kids are talking about guns and stuff like that, whatever. I'm talking about just like when people like these like, you know, 16-year-olds, 17-year-olds, 18-year-olds making like just fun hip hop or rap music or whatever they make, where they're just making beats and saying and stuff like that, and that's it. But we created that world so they can do that. Right. You know what I mean? So that's my own personal thoughts. I love the fact that we can do it, even if it's not my cup of tea. You know what I mean?
No, you're right. You're right. It's good that these kids can come out of the hood, see success, grow, and get their words heard around the world. I think it's easier now than it was when I was a kid. You know, I'm in my 40s now, so you
look good, man.
If you think about it, then nowadays these kids, they can get access easily to recording.
Yes,
and I don't think that they care about the process as much as we cared, because it was so much harder to get.
It's different when it's forced in the fire. Yeah.
Right. And I think that the music has suffered a little bit because of that.
Well, struggle breeds beautiful artistry. It often will, you know. It's not always going to be the case, but like in more cases than not, when there's a real like when there's real passion behind what you're doing.
Right.
Like if you're like some people who are making music, like you see all these stories and these biopics, but a lot of them are still rooted in truth. When they like the people who like got super big and famous, they were working their asses off, and they were like struggling with real things, like how like most famous ones, for example, like Tupac.
Right.
Excuse me. They were like, you know, anybody in that era of hip hop like was actually going through a lot of struggles with you know, how they were seen, and with internal struggles with like, you know, a lot of involved in a lot of crime and stuff, and also a lot of unlearning a lot of the conditioned indoctrination and stuff, you know what I mean? Right. So there was a lot of passion behind that. So like I know this because when you have to do something,
right,
it's different from when you just want to.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's not to say one's better or worse, but they do breed different outcomes.
Definitely.
That's all. That's my thought, you know.
Yeah. I just wish we would go away from the violence.
I agree. I agree.
That's been my whole thing. That's why I love what you do, man. Just bringing in love.
Thank you.
Know what I mean? And just bringing in a different vibe, man. And it's like I said, it's just something soulful and very, like Philadelphia soul type style.
That's the best.
You know what I mean? I like it, man. And I really love what you're doing, man. And
thank you.
And do you plan on doing a saxophone album?
I actually, like how she said, I'm not going to speak too early. I'm not going to speak too early, but I promise you there are things that I have, like, you've seen my cover videos, especially recently, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so like there's a culmination of those right now.
Okay.
That is not available yet. And I have an entire plan behind every move that I'm making now. You see how hard I've been working the past 7 months, especially this year, really.
Yeah.
It's all leading up to something. I promise you that.
Dude, it's so beautiful, man. And the visuals, just the whole thing that you're doing with the flowers, and just I like
thank
it
you,
because it's like it brings beauty. Is what's it's an artist. It's the same.
Thank you.
And you have to bring out the art. You have to sometimes show the beauty of the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's a big part of it that we are missing. We're all talking about guns and shooting. What, man? Let's love this planet, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let's smell the flowers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Literally.
They say take a second, smell the flowers, enjoy the earth, the beauty. We're missing those things, man. Trying to be tough guys and hard and criminals, and I'm just sick of the crap, man. Maybe honestly, 20 years ago I was okay with it, but now I'm washed up, man. I'm over it.
I promise you I get it because so like somebody dubbed me the Sunflower King somewhat recently, and I was like, I like that. Actually, I like that a lot, you know, because I am not here to to necessarily make you beautiful or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I am here to remind you that you always have been. Wow. You know,
powerful.
Awesome.
Because a seed doesn't turn into a tree because the seed was always a tree in different phases.
That's real.
You know, so any beautiful version of you, any version of you that you'll ever become, you always have been.
Man, that's real. That's real powerful.
That's dope.
It's the truth. And that goes for good and bad things. You can focus on what you want to, but the fact is, it's all you, and you are all beautiful.
Right. That's real. You are. And, you know, it's people get too caught up in what the media or social media or what other people are thinking is beauty. And I just love people who just don't care about none of this stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They be so caught up on what Kevin Durant is doing. And I get, dude,
I feel so bad for him.
I be like, dude, this dude does not care.
He don't.
Obviously, he does
you see.
not. He doesn't
That's not
care.
his focus. He's like, I'm working.
I'm playing basketball.
I'm working.
He does not care. He doesn't brush his hair.
Mm-mm.
He doesn't care. He don't put on lotion, obviously. He doesn't care. I'm making millions. This is my focus, not making sure that you people are happy with the way I look visually.
Yeah.
For real.
And people get so caught up in these things instead of focus on what we need to do to make yourself. He knows what makes him happy. Do you know what makes you happy?
Exactly.
Right.
Does lotion on your legs make you fucking happy? No, it doesn't. I put lotion, I still feel broke right afterwards.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, your skin ain't cracking, but you.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny that you say that. I saw or read a long time ago that most people that are successful, they usually have a format of how they live their life. Like when they wake up, they don't. I think there was one woman. She was like, I don't usually have like different colors and styles in my closet. I have a uniform. If you think about Janelle Monáe, literally Janelle Monáe was black, white, suit, go. And that literally, if you get your mind in that focus of that mindset to where like you can stay focused on what you're supposed to be doing, all the rest, it doesn't matter.
I try to tell people all the time, doctors, they know nothing but doctoring.
Exactly.
That's all they do. You email, they don't even, what? I don't know. I don't give a fuck of spending. I don't want to send an email. You send it.
Right. That's what they have assistants for.
I'm not here for that.
Yeah.
I'm here to operate on this dude.
Yeah.
Dude is here to operate on that court.
Yeah.
I'm not here to put on lotion for you cats so you can visually think I look like you think I should look. I'm here to operate on the court.
Right.
It's like the doctor said, I'm here to operate on you. That's what I'm here to do. I'm not here to make you feel like I look a certain way.
Yeah.
People don't. We get too caught up in the Gucci and Louis Vuitton
Exactly.
and all this mess when the rich people wear Kmart t-shirts every day. Dude, Tesla, he wears a black t-shirt and jeans every day.
Yep.
We're too caught up in this stuff, man. And I think you're just the perfect symbol of not being caught up in this mess, man. and love yourself for who you are. You know what I mean? And be caught up in the beauty of the world, not the outer glow and what you have on. It's all about you.
Well, we're supposed to be. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, man, I was done.
Oh. I thought you were still going. Okay, so excuse me. So the way I see things is, we are supposed to take care of ourselves. You know what I mean? That's we all talk about self-care, but who's really doing the work? You know what I mean? There are a lot of people who are, but doing the work also includes learning that you might not have been doing the work like you thought. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I always tell people to, the world is better when you are better, right? And at first people might think like it's so if you do better for you, then you feel better and you're maybe happier or whatever, or you're at least complete in your space of joy and overall in life and everything, whatever. And you can contribute to the world when you go out into it. But that's not what I'm talking about. So we have to understand that the world is better because you are better, not because you are going into it better, but because you are literally just as much this world as the tree outside.
Right.
So if you are making sure that you better yourself, that is literally directly bettering the world, because that is what you are.
That's real. Definitely.
So I'm just saying that
we are the world.
Exactly. I mean, it's as cliche as it sounds. As cliche as that is, I mean, it's the truth though. You know what I'm saying?
That's real, man. Yeah. For real, dude. If you talk to me, like I said, 20, 30 years ago, I probably had totally different answers for everything, because, I was so caught up in thinking that the streets and violence was norm. And you don't get until you get older and you get a lot of loss and you see a lot of loss that you realize that love and peace is the way. And I wish that we had that mentality that we had in the 70s of spreading that love through our media. I mean, the 70s was so beautiful. We may not have did it all 360. The streets were still bad, but at least we had leaders like Marvin Gaye and all these people who were leading a different way. And I think now that we're just leading each other back to the place that we're trying to get from. And I think that's not the way to go. And we hopefully this next generation of children changes this circle. For sure. And come back to the love and start wearing sunflowers like my bro here instead of having guns and pistols everywhere. Yeah. You know what I mean? And trying to connect those things. Hip hop should not have connotations with violence. It just shouldn't be there. It should be there forever.
I mean, of course, there's a lot that's by design, but yeah, I guess you know what I'm saying.
it's design. I feel you. But how long are we going to keep going by their playbook?
Exactly.
Until we figure out our own and go our own paths and stop using their playbook and going by the things that I know, man. I fell into the traps. I know the traps.
Yep.
But these people usually made it out of the traps. And then we sell our kids right back into it.
Yeah.
And they have a choice not to make this music. It may be that the masses doesn't like it, but you as an artist, you can make that difference. And I think you're making a change. You're doing something different.
I appreciate that.
You know what I mean? The saxophone, that's dope. I want my kids to look up to people like you. You playing the fucking sax. You're chilling. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
That's what I want my kids to look up to. That's why I want my daughter to look. Hey, this guy, look, man, go learn to play the sax. You know what I mean? You will be famous. People will love to bring you on, and you will be able to know people all over the country. You know what I mean? And and be a big part of something. And, and I think that we're losing out on those type things. You know what I mean?
I feel you, and I'm so grateful that you even speak those beautiful words to me too, because what I'm saying, basically, I was about to get over that. So it all started when I was 2 years old, and no, but for real, thank you.
Really, so deep and profound. Now,
bitch, I was gonna, before I get into the news real fast, I was gonna ask you though, how did you get into playing? Were you pushed by your parents? Did your mother make you play every weekend, and you were in the corner crying? Or how did it go?
So, I was a really sick kid. I had asthma a lot. You know, like, well, I still have asthma, of course, but it was really severe. Like, I would miss a lot of school. 6th grade, I remember I missed the first couple of days of school because I was having really bad asthma attacks and stuff. I went back on the 3rd day, first day of middle school. Well, my first day of middle school, and I couldn't choose an elective. They said, "Hey, you're in band. That's what we got left. Here's a clarinet." And I'm like, okay, I don't know. And but then I also started, I missed like a couple months after that because I was actually in the hospital like for weeks, you know. And we transitioned schools as well. By the time I got back to the other school, to the new school, they were already progressed. I didn't even know how to put mine together yet. You know what I'm saying? So I taught myself how to do most of it, and then I started excelling enough where they started putting me further and further in different different levels of it. And a year later, I was in what they called symphonic band and stuff, and doing honor band, which is like statewide stuff, you know. Excuse me. And they also just handed me a saxophone. They're like, "You want to play in this little band thing too? We're starting something different, like a little jazz band." I'm like, "Okay, I'll try it." You know, I didn't know. I was just because I was the gifted kid. The whole gifted kid syndrome, where like if you're not immediately good at something, then it like really upsets you and it can kind of mess with you, like your mentality and everything. Because I was able to retain information a lot, and I was also like really into like science and math and stuff.
Right.
And when music found me by accident, I was heavy in that. And I just kept going with it. You know what I mean? So, and I'm grateful that I stuck with it. I quit like twice when I was an adult. I finally got serious about it about 6 years ago, and I met my band about a year later, and we've been working, and especially recently, we've been putting in a lot of work.
Yeah, the Color 8, man. You guys are awesome, man. And I wanted to say, I know I said as the last one, but who is your favorite jazz musician from back in the day? I love, like, I was watching some shit on my man Miles Davis, because I'm from East St. Louis, so I had to check him out, and dude, it's so amazing what they were doing back then, man. And that's what was making me, talk about rap and some of the ways that we don't have the culture that those guys had, man, and able to freestyle and do the music on the scene and just playing with each other, just grooving with other people. And it's just that whole feel and the aura, the era of that era. You know what I mean? It was so dope, man. And I wish, man, I could feel how they were back then. But what were your favorite musicians from back in that era?
So, funny thing, I was pretty sheltered when it came to music. So a lot of songs, I might know it if I hear it, but I promise you I'm not likely going to be able to name the person. That goes for a lot of like mainstream stuff too, you know. But I do know that, back in the day I would hear like the typical names like Kenny G and Gerald Albright and people like that, and I love them. They are amazing.
Definitely.
But I personally like got my playing style from listening to like a lot of neo soul. Like even the mainstream neo soul, like the typical, like the Erykah Badu's and the Jill Scotts and the Anthony Hamilton and the Raheem Devon and these people, like the 2000s is kind of neo. I love that era. Like Floetry is I love Floetry. My favorite.
Oh, that was a dope.
Marsha.
Marsha, man. Did you know that was her on Justin Timberlake's song "Cry Me a River" at the end?
What?
That is her. Cry me. That's her.
Blew my mind.
That is her. Wow. I was like, no, it ain't, when they first told me, and then I went and listened to it. I'm like,
now I have to go back and listen.
I promise you, if you were to pull it up, you will hear it. That's my song too. But I thought that was him. No, that was her at the end of it. That is Marsha Ambrosius. That was her first big feature thing, and they didn't.
We should have known that, because he was hitting that hit. Those notes was getting hit too hard.
Yeah, it was def. I'm like, okay, Justin.
Right. Exactly. Hey, that makes sense.
Yeah, but no, and nothing against Justin. He's nice.
No,
but
he's great. But that was other level.
Look, y'all know that because that was the best part of the song.
It definitely was.
Honestly.
So, hey, man, that shit's amazing. I wanted to talk about a little bit about the case that we had in Detroit.
Yeah.
With the parents. They're going to get arrested here because of oh crap, I keep putting in the wrong password. Their situation with their son coming to the school and shooting up the place. How do you guys feel about parents being arrested? Do you think it's a situation where it's unfair, or do you think in this case they knew a lot of information? Or do you have guys read up on this yet?
Yeah,
I have not. I'm sorry.
I'm familiar with it. Honestly, there's a lot of failure in this situation.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people would want to finger point, well, it's the parents' fault. Well, it's the school's fault.
Right.
A lot of people failed.
Yes.
And unfortunately, you know, this child has committed murder and he's fallen through the cracks.
Right.
And, you know, it's such a, you know, with school shootings and things like that, my heart goes out every time I see.
It's so sad.
I caught a clip of a video off of TikTok where he was at the door and he knocked and he was like, you know, like, this is the police and this, that, and the third. And the kids were like, when they heard him say bro, they were like, no, that guy said bro, that guy said bro. And I'm like, it's so sad. It's so sad. But, you know, honestly, I kind of been keeping up on them on the run per se. Now, I don't know, before I went to sleep, they were still on the run. Had they turned themselves back in
Not
yet?
that we have heard of this morning. From their attorney.
They got arrested this morning.
They got arrested this morning. Okay.
But
where have I been?
I know that their attorney had said that they were going to turn themselves in.
Okay.
Good that they finally got them off the streets. Me myself, I think a lot of parents should start seeing these circumstances.
Yeah.
Because to me, I think it's crazy that last week a lot of people were celebrating a 17-year-old killing 2 people and getting off.
That's wild.
And then this week we have a 15-year-old
right.
and everybody's up in arms saying that
it's a double standard. It's totally a double standard.
So what's the difference?
Yeah.
He was a minor.
Yeah.
This is a minor. Why are we okay with these kids having these guns? They shouldn't have them, period.
I think the problem that we find with society, and it's not just the Black generation or just generations, period, people, period, is that you have a lot of people that hold a cloud over mental health.
Right.
And that's where it all begins. You know, I think with this child, you know, they said that he drew out a whole manifesto per se in pictures. Yeah. Then he went back and scratched it out.
Right.
The school informed the parents, and they're like, "Oh, okay." You're like, "Oh, no, he's fine. Stop brushing this under the."
Is that what happened?
Yeah,
Exactly,
and they left him at the school instead of taking him home that day. They left him there, and then he went on to commit. And no one checked to see if he had the gun with him.
Yeah.
And he had the gun the whole time.
Like, honestly, to the school, I know, like, you know, you can only have so much, but when he becomes like a danger to himself and others, that's when you step in. You have to do what you have to do as the public, to save the public and say, okay, you know, we need to commit him and do a psycho.
I always say that too, and I see all these people talking about what we need to do. But anytime we try to put a law in place to try to keep people with mental issues away from guns, no one wants to pass it.
Nobody wants it. Yeah.
Nobody wants to do anything. So it's crazy that we cry and we like, oh, people drop the ball. But anytime we try to do anything to be proactive, people are against
like,
it.
oh, well, I have rights. Well, yes, you have rights, but when do rights and safety come into play? You know,
Yeah, it's definitely a sad situation.
You know, something that I always peep when there's some sort of controversial thing going on, even if it shouldn't be controversial, is we always like to compare, like, you know, well, when this person did it was this, but how come when this person does it's not? And in reality, there is a certain level of there's a certain level of inconsistencies in regards to how people think. You know, there's a excuse me, that just is, right?
Definitely.
But one of the main things, for example, the people who were, you know, upset about, or let's say feel a certain way about the kid, the 17-year-old that shot those three people at the protest last year.
Right.
Excuse me. Typically, the ones who are upset about that are not always the same people who feel differently about the other person. There are sometimes, in many cases, there are. I'm not going to lie to them, say there's not. Right. But there's a lot of moving parts, and I think we have to always we kind of get caught up in the semantics of that, and we never really make any progress.
Yeah,
because
you're right about that.
Because we start thinking, well, y'all was mad about this. How come y'all mad about that? But we are one people, right? That's true. But also there are different, lack of a better term, subdivisions of people or whatever. You know what I mean?
You're right.
So you know, different people are always going to feel different ways, and I think we just have to remember that. You know, but
yeah.
Anyway, I got to read up on this story though, because I had no idea about that one.
Oh yeah, you definitely have to. You know,
like
I said, it's sad. It's sad that it happened.
Yeah.
And my heart goes out to the fallen, for sure.
Very sad.
Jesus.
And I wanted to get to sports before I move on to the Hollywood hotness with the Suns. They won 18 before losing last night to Golden State. Put in a great record breaking streak. So I wanted to give a shout out to them for that.
Let's go Suns.
We want to see them do great things. This weekend we have the Cardinals. They'll be going versus the Bears on the road. should be a winnable game. Hopefully they can get the quarterback in Murray and D-Hop back. Also, we had LeBron. He was able to play this Friday. I thought it was kind of weird that they said he passed in 24 hours, so he was ready to play back. They did lose to who did they lose to? They lost. So, so him being back didn't make a difference. So we're gonna take a quick break, man, and we're gonna get to the Hollywood hotness. If you can run a quick commercial for us.
So well, I'm
Like I'm oh. All right. Welcome to Hollywood Hotness. I am your host, Aisha, and today we'll be discussing more Easter eggs from Disney Plus's show, Hawkeye. So warning, if you have not started watching it, there may be spoilers ahead. First off, this week's episode is titled Echoes, which is a nod to Maya Lopez's secret identity in the comics. She goes by Echo and is often seen in the Daredevil comics. During the beginning of the episode, if you look closely, you can spot a circle tattoo made up of small triangles on her dad's chest. A similar symbol also appears on Echo's costume in the New Avengers comics books. But when Maya asks her dad if dragons are real, he tells her they live in a different world, which likely relates to what we learned about dragons in Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. When Maya is being dropped off at her karate class, Maya's dad says, "Uncle will take you home after class. I'll see you tonight." The uncle who picks up Maya from her karate class could possibly be Kingpin, aka Wilson Fisk, who we last saw in Netflix's Daredevil. In the comics, Kingpin is Maya's adopted father. So in this series, he's her uncle, and in the comics, he's her adopted father. Right? So with this week's episode of Hawkeye, I did actually had to go back and rewatch it a second time to actually catch the Easter egg for them to show Kingpin in the episode.
Okay.
So I was like, oh, that was really there. I had to actually go back and rewatch the episode. So I thought that was actually cool because I actually saw a couple of different things, like when they pointed out the tattoo and Wilson Fisk and things like that in that episode, which I did think there was a lot more action in this episode than there was like the second episode.
Yeah.
Definitely. So now we're going to have enough about comics, and we're going to jump right into Hollywood. This week, we're going to talk about Tristan Thompson. Oh, boy. I don't know if you guys are aware of what's going on, but
Who?
Tristan Thompson, he is a NBA player.
Okay.
And
Sorry, I don't know sports really. I don't.
Which Kardashian is it?
Oh Lord.
Jenner, Kendall.
It's a Jenner, Kendall.
It's one of them. It's one of them.
Yeah.
It's one of them, right?
Yeah.
All right. So he has it's Khloe Kardashian. It's Khloe. So he has a 4-year-old daughter, a 3-year-old daughter, True Thompson, with Khloe. And he has a 4-year-old son, Prince Jackson, with his ex, Jordan Craig. Now, there is a third child.
Oh my Lord. Okay.
There is a third child. He's facing a paternity lawsuit from a woman claiming to be pregnant with his son. According to the court documents filed in Los Angeles, Marley Nichols is suing the NBA player for pregnancy and child-related expenses following an alleged sexual encounter on his 30th birthday in March of this year.
Oh, wow.
Her petition to determine paternal relationship that was filed in June states that the court may make orders for support of the children and issue an earnings assignment without further notice to either party. So basically, when all of this happened and he supposedly had this sexual encounter with her in March, this was in Houston, where Marley originally lived.
Oh, boy.
Marley has since moved from Houston and now resides in Los Angeles. She stated that in her court filings that she's pregnant with a boy and that Tristan was the father. She also noted that she is due to give birth this month. She alleges that the athlete told her via text message that, I quote, "I will not be involved," and offered her a lump sum of money.
Oh, wow.
Tristan has yet to comment on this, though.
Wow.
But being that, you know, if at any portion of that is true, that's not looking good for him.
Poor Tristan. Yeah.
Yeah.
That kid, he
But
gets
he
in more
did file
trouble.
a rebuttal. He did file a rebuttal
Okay, what was
against
his rebuttal?
against the lawsuit. In his legal filings, he said that the two did have sex in Texas in March on his birthday. This was roughly 37 weeks before Marley alleged scheduled due date, which is also 3 months before E! News had confirmed that Chloe and Tristan had split again.
Oh, boy.
Because remember, a few months ago, they did split, right? So the athlete's requesting paternity tests to determine if he is the father of her unborn son. In addition, Tristan and Marley are also currently waging a legal battle over where the case should be handled. She's stating that she wants to settle matters in California, while Tristan argues that the case should be moved to Texas because this is where she was allegedly living at the time they had sex and where the baby was conceived. In June, her lawsuit in June, she requested that Tristan pay reasonable expenses of pregnancy and birth, such as fees for the doctor's appointments, prenatal testing, parenting classes, prenatal vitamins, and baby clothes and diapers, as well as the costs of her hospital stay. Now, depending on the state, California, it may depend on how much the facility is going to charge for childbirth. In Arizona, childbirth is roughly $7,000 out of pocket.
Yikes.
With insurance.
Wow.
Yeah. So in California, that price may differ.
Oh yeah, it's definitely going to differ. She's smart. She's going for California. She knows what she's doing. She knows what she's doing. She's like, exactly California. Yeah. No, she knows what she's doing.
She does. She stated that Thompson has already covered 2 of her April doctor visits. So 2 of her visits that she had to the OB or whatever doctor she had, he paid for those 2 visits in April, supposedly. We really don't know because they haven't really said, he hasn't confirmed whether or not he's paid for those visits. Right. She also wants him to pay for her legal fees. So not only do I want you to pay for this pregnancy, I want you to pay child support, I want you to pay for diapers, wipes, all this. I also want you to pay for my legal fees for me to sue you.
Oh, wow. So what is she going to pay for?
She's further requesting full and physical legal custody once the child is born. And she's requesting that Tristan Thompson be granted visitation rights. So out the gate, she says she wants everything, and she doesn't even want him to even see the child. She wants him to have court-granted visitation rights.
Wow. That's a
From the
mess.
jump.
That's a mess.
So she really know what she doing.
That's a hot mess. I don't agree. That's just, that's a hot mess. Even though he's like, I don't want anything to do with it, but still, come on. He's gonna he'll eventually come around
too much. Right.
Yeah, that's
like he came around. He got 2 other kids that he take care of. So why wouldn't he take care of the third one if it's really his? I mean, that's just, she's just going out the gate.
Yeah, that's a mess.
Unless it's a thing of he wasn't the only one she slept with that week that she got pregnant. Because, when women ovulate, it's about a good 7-day period.
Right.
And you got them 3 days before your actual ovulation starts.
Right.
And them 3 days after. So any person that she slept with in that given 14-day period before him or after him.
It looks like it's going to be down to DNA. DNA is going to have to.
Yeah, we're going to really have to. I wonder if they, because I know they have the ability to do DNA testing while she's still pregnant. So I wonder why they have, they have the ability to do that.
Whoa.
It's just basically it's just like when they do the genetic testings to see if like the baby has any birth defects. When they go in and poke you with a little needle and they just go in and poke you with a little needle, take the blood sample, and that's it.
Oh, wow.
They're just taking the blood sample from the fetus. And that's
wow,
it.
That is amazing. Technology is so phenomenal.
But I wonder why they haven't done that yet. Or did they just decide that they wanted to do the paternity test after the baby was born?
That's a lot.
Because for her to be getting ready to give birth this month, and this is just now coming out this month, that's kind of...
It's a little sketch.
Right.
It's a little sketch. I'm sorry.
That's real sketchy.
That's a little sketch. It's like, okay.
Right. All right. So I do have a trivia game for us as well. Give me just a minute here to pull that up.
Are you good at trivia?
I don't know. We're going to see. I'm just going to say you probably don't want me on your team just in case.
Oh, come on now. Now I love trivia, so we got to do this. We got to make this happen.
Are we on a team or are we against each other?
Y'all against each other today.
All right.
Oh, see? What happened to that energy? Keep that same energy.
Okay.
All right. So, in the trivia, there are 5 questions, just like we did with the Daniel and Tita podcast. We're keeping the 5 question limit.
Okay.
I suck at that.
Except for there's one slight difference. This time around, there is no multiple choice.
Oh no! Oh come on!
She hit us with the essay questions on the final exam.
Final exam.
I am traumatized from high school.
Okay.
All right. So yes, we do have the final exam is what we're calling it now instead of them damn questions. I did have to come up with a name for it. So
the final exam.
The final exam is where I landed. That may change in the future.
Okay. I'm ready. Bring it on.
Just a moment here for...
I guess we're going to see if I'm ready.
You can do it. I have faith in you.
Girl, you plotting my demise right now. What you talking about?
I have faith in you. Yes, I do.
All right. So, question 1. On what continent does the aardvark come from?
Do we have buzzers?
There are no buzzers. Okay. But you do have 30 seconds to guess an answer.
Just blurt it out?
Yeah. Starting now.
I'm going to say Africa.
Asia.
Sharon is correct. It is Africa.
Woo, 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 woo.
What happened if we both said the same answer?
If you both get the same answer, you both get the point.
So what if like she says the right answer and I just say the same thing she says?
It doesn't work.
But you don't know if
way.
she's saying the right answer.
I don't. So either we both gonna get a point or we both not. I'm joking. Go ahead. Go for it.
Next question. Which U.S. president is honored in the Wrestling Hall of Fame?
Oh my gosh. I
And
should know this.
go.
I should know this.
There's no way I would know. Ronald Reagan.
I was just about to say Reagan.
And you are both incorrect.
That was a man.
The answer is Abraham Lincoln.
What? They were wrestling back then? What the heck?
They probably did it to the death. Jesus. What?
For the sack of flour, we're gonna go toe-to-toe.
Payment was like 7 shillings, by the way. if you want.
Right. Hamilton is the capital of which Atlantic Ocean island?
Okay, I'm out. Are you out? Are you tapping out?
I don't know this one. I have no idea.
I have no idea. That's a good question.
Any island I think close to the Atlantic Ocean is in the Caribbean. That's what I think of. So I don't know. I have no idea. Like,
Okay, so let's just pick a Caribbean. Like which one?
girl, I don't know.
I'm gonna
10
say.
seconds.
I'm gonna say Barbados.
I don't know.
5, 4, 3.
I don't keep it. I don't know.
That would be Bermuda.
You're muted.
I almost said that.
Oh my
I literally almost said that. I was going to, and I was like, let me just not.
I had to be right.
See, look, don't stand in your own way, people. Okay, because that's what I just did.
Go with your first choice.
Go with your first choice. Next question. Who invented the alternating current motor?
Oh my Lord.
No. Nope.
I'm going to tell you. You see this person driving on the road all day, every day now.
Oh, Tesla?
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well.
But she's right. It is Tesla.
Ah,
it is
yay!
Nikola Tesla.
Woohoo!
That's crazy.
It has been around that long.
Wow.
Basically been around since regular electricity.
Wow. Okay.
All right. Next question is, which musician won the Nobel Prize for Literature in 2016?
I'm about to Google this.
Come on.
I'm joking.
Like, look. Yeah.
As a musician, you should know this.
I tap out.
Oh no, look, I don't. But let me see.
It's probably gonna be like a musician that you wouldn't even think of.
Nobel Prize for Literature.
Like you would ask yourself,
Let me
like,
think.
how did this person get a literature Nobel Prize?
Oh, you can see the answer right now? I mean, you can.
I can.
Okay. All right. Then I'm not going to say something what I thought it was going to be. I was going to be like, maybe a delayed, like, because maybe it was Tupac or something. I don't know. Because he wrote some dope stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
he really did. You
and-
got to give it to him. He did write some dope lyrics.
it might be a rapper. It might not. We'll see.
Are they dead or alive?
I think they are alive.
Okay. Let me see.
We can ask questions. How long they been around for?
Nah, I can't answer that question because I don't know.
I can't answer that question. I don't know. Oh my God.
We're just gonna scare you with the womp real fast.
Right.
That would be Bob.
Really?
Would have never guessed it.
You know what? That sounds right though.
It does
For
make you
him,
think to be like
his lyrics are
How do
very
you-
profound, so I can
Yeah.
see that. Yeah.
that was one person, like a musician, Nobel Prize literature. I didn't really.
Where are you getting these questions, woman? Jeez.
We need bring back multiple choice. Okay.
I like the multiple choice. Golly gee.
Hey, I might have 2 wrong answers in the multiple choice too. So
That's fine, but it's, right now you have infinite wrong answers.
hey, someday somebody gonna get them all right.
One day.
One day somebody might.
But it
It
ain't
won't be
me
us.
and it ain't today.
It won't be us. It won't be us. It won't be us.
So I think I won. I think,
You think you won?
No.
Okay.
Hey, I mean, we're all winners.
We're all
in our own
winners.
head,
We're
right?
all winners in life. Doggone it.
Girl, get out of here.
But I do thank you both for playing the final exam. That was pretty fun.
It was very fun.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you. Thank you for showcasing my ignorance. I appreciate you.
Oh, don't say that.
No, I'm just talking. Don't listen to me.
We all learn something every day, though, right?
We did.
I bet you I'm not going to retain this.
Abraham Lincoln,
joking.
I would have never.
Yeah, when
That
I
is
saw that, I
wild.
was like,
He's wrestling for sacks of flowers.
I didn't even think wrestling.
All right. That was fun. Like you guys had a good time there.
For sure.
Indeed.
All right, let's do some shouts out. How to capture you guys. How to get your music. What's the best ways to catch up with you and see what you're doing?
Me first?
Mhm.
Okay. So, hi, guys. Again, my name is Ashton Charles. Von is spelled Vaughn. That is very important distinction. You can find me on all social media if you search for at Ashton Charles.
Okay.
Also, if you want to search for the hashtag StankFaceSax, that's like kind of everywhere.
Stank face that.
StankFaceSax. Yes,
All
that's
right.
correct.
All right.
Gotta
Yeah.
make the stank face when you're playing the sax.
Yeah, I do it naturally too. It happens every time. I be looking back at videos and I'm like, why did I make
Why
that
did
face?
I make that face?
Exactly.
Like, what's going on?
When it's funky, man, you got to make that face, bro.
It is. I actually just created an event calendar as well. You can see where I'm going to be at and everything. It's on my website at just ashtonvoncharles.com.
Wow.
There's that. And yeah, I mean, that's basically where you can find me everywhere. I play weekly. I also play every first Sunday at the Golden Margarita, which is the Sunflower Brunch, which is literally tomorrow morning.
Awesome.
Cool.
So yeah, it's all on my website, all on my social media and everything.
So tomorrow morning at the Golden Margarita,
That is correct. That's
What
the
time?
Sunflower Brunch from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m.
11 a.m. to 3 p.m. tomorrow. Go check him out, man. The Sunflower Brunch has some food also, right?
Oh man,
And
let me
listen
tell
to
you,
some great sax.
yes, and I work with the head chef, and we got some bomb menu items on that thing.
That's dope.
I am craving the shrimp and grits that he just put on there. I am craving
my
that already.
goodness.
I'm waiting for that.
Oh man, that sounds
That's
amazing,
dope.
and
Yeah.
some good music.
Mhm.
Definitely. So how Miss Shannon, how do we get in hold of you if we wanted to get some nice treats?
So you definitely want to follow us on Instagram and Facebook, and it's MsClarasSweetsandTreats.
Mhm.
And
I already did.
definitely come on over. One thing I'd like to definitely do a drop for is the cookie decorating party that I'm doing. You can get your tickets on Eventbrite, and it's with the Heirloom Company Workspace.
Okay.
So definitely, it's a fun little activity where I'm going to be instructing kids and adults alike how to make a little nice snow globe
Oh.
for the holidays. Everybody loves to
Yeah,
decorate
that sounds
cookies.
so fun.
So that's coming up on December the 17th,
Right.
and it's going to be from 4 until 5, and it's in Gilbert, 1920 South Gilbert Road and Suite 106 in Gilbert, Arizona. So yeah, it's definitely going to be a great place to just kind of have a fun
Yeah.
activity with the family. Something
Learn how to make some cookies.
yeah, for sure.
And
Yeah,
maybe you can steal her recipes and you become just as famous as she is. You know?
Oh, don't do that. Don't steal my recipes. I worked so hard for them.
Yeah,
But yeah,
but,
so yeah, definitely Instagram and Facebook, Miss Clara Sweets and Treats. Definitely reach out. I respond very quickly, and I'd love to do your treats, your cookies, parties,
dope.
anything that you have going on. I'd love to help you out and make it a fun activity and help you enjoy a little sweetness out of
Man,
life.
sounds good.
Mhm.
Please reach out to her. We finna enjoy this beautiful cake she brought us over today.
You
And-
brought that.
Yeah,
yes,
man.
this
we're
is
gonna
one of
make
my
sure we,
babies. This is
You made that.
This is Southern style pound cake. It's vanilla
Mm.
butter. So yeah, we're gonna cut this and just
yeah. Make sure everybody get a piece.
yeah.
Let me tell you, I don't even like sweets, but that was I've been eyeing that thing. I've been
Well,
eyeing that this whole
great.
time. I promise.
So
Well, there you go.
For you folks who won't be lucky enough to get a slice, we will see you people next week. And thanks for tuning in, and thanks for Shannon and Ashton for coming through. We enjoyed you guys, and make sure you catch
Awesome.
up
Thank
with them
you.
and
Thank you.
get their products and their music. Love you guys. Till next
All right.
week. Let's go.
Peace, y'all.